Coming up tonight, bundle up, South Carolina. This hard freeze is just getting started, and it's sticking around longer than your holiday leftovers.
And an update on the Hawaiian woman who vanished after missing her LA flight. Police say she left the country willingly, but her family isn't convinced.
Plus,
he just got transferred to a whole new zoo, all new smells, whole new environments.
Milo the koala is new in town, but he's not here to chill. He's on a mission to grow Columbia's cutest family.
All that and more on Carolina News.
Hello and welcome to Carolina News. I'm Noah Burgess.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Courtney Holman.
Our top story today, it's freezing.
Yeah, for sure. And so it's just the beginning, y'all. Let's check in with our Issa Davis right outside now to tell us about these frigid temperatures. Issa?
Yeah, y'all, that is right. It is really cold outside. We're seeing some record lows. As you can tell, I'm bundled up, so it is time to grab your scarves, grab your mittens. Right now, it's around 43 degrees, but it feels like 39, and those temperatures are going to drop throughout the night. This afternoon, we were sitting around the 40s, and thankfully the sun was out so we could feel that warmth, but those temperatures are going to be dropping into the 20s tonight. I'm going to have more on that for y'all later on in my full forecast. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Issa. And with that winter weather moving in, our food production could be affected too. Our Bridget Brachowski met with one local farm to let us know how they're preparing.
Chip Conroy is a regular at Heritage Fields Farm.
Everything here is fresh, and it's easy and it's convenient.
Stopping by chance one day turned into frequent visits.
The people are always nice here. They welcome me. They call me by my first name.
Chip likes to cook at home all year round, always using locally grown produce.
And all of the winter produce is out at Heritage Field Farms, but with that winter weather moving in with colder temperatures than normal, they're doing the best they can to protect fan favorites like these Brussels sprout greens.
When the air dips into freezing temperatures, farm crops can suffer.
It affects us greatly.
While Heritage Fields Farm is in Columbia, Derek's son harvests all their crops up in Newberry County.
He's been working night and day for the last 3 to 4 days and nights trying to get things covered up.
Derek's son using bags to insulate Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and other winter season goods.
Very labor intensive. And he does it all by himself.
Tonight, temperatures are supposed to drop to the 20s, raising a big concern for crop survival.
He's double and triple covering.
Even with these precautions, there's still a chance they won't make it.
It's not guaranteed. He has lost lots of produce from it.
And no risk is worth taking.
His whole livelihood depends. He can be wiped out in one night.
With freezing temperatures ahead, Derek hopes that her son's efforts pay off to continue providing customers like Chip with fresh produce. Reporting in Columbia, Bridget Brachowski, Carolina News.
The bags that local farmers use to cover winter crops can be pretty pricey too, ranging from $800 up to $1,200, only lasting 1 or 2 seasons.
And not only is this weather affecting our food, it's also affecting our homes. RJ Leonard has essential tips on how to make sure you, your car, and your pipes are ready for the freezing weather ahead.
As chillier temperatures sweep across the region, it's not just people who need protection from the cold, but your cars and plumbing too. Josh Daniels at Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning took the time in between appointments to tell me about plumbing issues here in the Midlands.
In the South, to the best of my knowledge, there are no codes for pipe insulation. And when it gets down into the 20s and doesn't get above freezing, it really doesn't matter whether you have pipe insulation or not. Your pipes will freeze because our homes are not built for those temperatures.
And when those temperatures drop to about 32 degrees or lower, it's advised to keep your sink dripping slightly, especially throughout the night, and open up any cabinet doors under your sinks to let those exposed pipes get some of that warmer air in your house.
Taking a look outside of the home, hose spigots and cars can have serious problems after big freezes. Chris Suris, co-owner of Midlands Motorworks, says the little bit of fuel that's consumed by letting your engine warm up for 10 minutes in the morning is worth every penny.
Well, the cold weather is going to have effect on your car just like it has on your body. You need to warm up in the morning a little bit before you really get started.
Older car batteries are vulnerable with the cold as well as tire pressure. Jaden Moore is a mechanic at Firestone.
pressure drops, the air in those pressure drops, and it goes down a little bit. So you can tire light on, not anything to be worried about, but we see maybe 12 to 15 air checks a day as soon as this winter season hits.
The Palmetto State may not get this cold often, but now when it does, you can be a bit more prepared to keep yourself and your property safe. In Columbia, I'm Jace Leonard, Carolina News.
Now, it's easy to forget to take these preemptive steps for your car and pipes, especially because these freezing temps are not too common down here, but in the end, they'll save you a lot of hurt and money.
And with the beginning of cold and flu season, low vaccination rates could mean higher rates of some illnesses heading into the colder months. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention predicts this season could see hospitalizations well above typical numbers seen before the COVID-19 pandemic. Children face an increased risk for respiratory illnesses, and the hospitalization rates continue to rise.
The South Carolina Department of Transportation nears the completion of the first 2 phases of the Carolina Crossroads Highway Improvement Project. Improvements began in Phase 1, adding 3 new ramps at the I-126 interchange near Colonial Life Boulevard, and improvements made in Phase 2, including the opening of a new bridge connecting Broad River Road to I-20 westbound with improved ramps. 3 older ramps on Bush River Road will permanently be closed. The next phase, Phase 3B, is scheduled to begin in early 2025, clearing land for utility relocations.
And the SCDOT continues to work on construction to highways in the state, adding ongoing work to Highway 1 in West Columbia. As construction began in October, the project to Highway 1 dates back to 2020. The 2-mile project begins at Jarvis Kaplan Boulevard to Wren Road, bringing new medians, crosswalks, signage, traffic lights, pavement, and U-turn accommodation. Construction is set to be completed by the summer of 2025.
After their first reading on November 19th, Columbia City Council have amended the proposed parking rate ordinance. Some changes to note: the on-street parking rate from $2 an hour down to $1.50 an hour. On-street parking enforcement will be from Monday to Saturday during the hours of 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and the first hour will be free in all City of Columbia parking decks. The second reading is taking place right now at City Hall, and the proposed ordinance is scheduled to be put into effect on January 1st, 2025.
And parking rates aren't the only thing growing. Some of your favorite items may soon cost more than usual. Our Zane Highline breaks down how some Republican policies could pump up the price tags in the Palmetto State.
As Donald Trump gets ready to step into his second term as president,
elected your 47.
There is a new T word dominating coverage.
Tariffs.
Tariffs. Tariffs. Tariffs. Experts say the proposed taxes on imported goods are expecting to boost the costs of anything from footwear.
We're going to have to increase the price of those shoes.
To even a winter jacket.
There'll just be higher prices for consumers.
That includes brands sold across Columbia. A worker at a locally owned liquor store also says he's worried about Trump's tariffs surging the costs of where he purchases from.
Well, I mean, it's always a concern with any business.
But larger owned stores like Green's will likely not be impacted due to its size. That's according to a manager there. Looking closer at the state, Joseph Von Nessen is a research economist at the University of South Carolina.
Any major change in tariff policy certainly risks bumping up inflation next year.
And new analytics find that these proposed tariffs on Mexico and China can increase the costs of cell phones, household appliances, and even some Mexican beers from 16% all the way up to 26%.
We'll have to wait and see in 2025 what types of specific policies are put in place before we can really assess the potential economic impact for the U.S. and for South Carolina.
Von Nessen also says South Carolina's economy has been remarkably resilient despite rising prices and high interest rates. In Columbia, I'm Zane Heinlein, Carolina News.
And Trump took to Truth Social yesterday, saying he will also target the foreign steel industry.
Well, just in case you thought Cyber Monday was the end of your name spending weekends, today is Travel Tuesday. A day with decreased prices on plane tickets, hotel rooms, cruises, rental cars, and other travel-related purchases. It's a day for deals that is becoming more and more popular, with searches about Travel Tuesday increasing by more than 500% from 2021 to 2023, as people look to get around for the holidays.
South Carolina lawmakers returned to the State House today to discuss upcoming legislation for the 2025 congressional session. During today and tomorrow's special meetings, representatives are expected to talk about school voucher programs, state income tax cuts, energy funding, and social issues. Chambers will begin hearing new legislation on January 14th. and Republicans will hold a supermajority in both the House and the Senate.
And previous legislature aims to provide much-needed support for Alzheimer's, which affects thousands of South Carolina families. Thanks to over $1 million in state funding, the number of dementia care specialists will expand from 1 to 10. Advocates say this will help connect families with local resources like meal services and caregiver support, especially in rural areas.
Providing those resources to caregivers without caregivers who are already overwhelmed, already overworked, already in an emotional and financial deficit because of this diagnosis.
Once the program is rolled out, it will be just the 4th statewide program of its kind in the nation, according to the Alzheimer's Association.
Coming up after the break, a bizarre turn of events in South Korea's government.
And an update on the missing Hawaiian woman who vanished in Los Angeles. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Carolina News. The South Korean president reversed its martial law after immediate pushback from Parliament. This comes just hours after the president declared emergency martial law earlier today. This move by the president banned all political activities and enabled him to take command of the news media. In response, protesters clashed with police outside the National Assembly. And the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State said the United States is watching the developments in South Korea with, quote, grave concern.
And a Florida woman has been sentenced to life in prison for the murder of her boyfriend. In 2020, Sarah Boone told investigators that she and her boyfriend Jorge Torres had been drinking heavily and were playing hide and seek. She said they thought it would be amusing for him to get in the suitcase. She told authorities she forgot, fell asleep, and found him unresponsive the next morning. But authorities found videos of her recording him that night screaming for help. She taunted him and even hit him with a baseball bat while he was in the suitcase. Boone testified that Torres had domestically abused her in the past and that she acted in self-defense.
And now an update in the missing person, the Hawaiian woman, Hana Kabayashi, who went missing almost a month ago at the Los Angeles International Airport. The Los Angeles Police Department on Monday said in a news conference that they showed the family of the missing woman a video of the 30-year-old woman crossing over the U.S.-Mexico border near San Diego on foot. She was alone, unharmed, and had her luggage from the airport with her. Police have classified the case as a voluntary missing person, as investigators note that before departing, Maui Kabayashi expressed the desire to step away from the modern world.
Now, back in D.C., the Bidens are ringing in the holiday season by unveiling their annual White House Christmas decorations. And this year's theme, A Season of Peace and Light, over this past week, volunteers have gathered to put up the decorations, and the Bidens went out for the final time in their administration. The decorations include 83 Christmas trees, nearly 10,000 feet of ribbon, more than 28,000 ornaments, and over 165,000 lights used all throughout the house.
And with Christmas on the way, this holiday season weather is finally making its way in.
Let's check back in with our Issa Davis to see how this cold weather is affecting the Midlands.
Yeah, y'all, we're definitely feeling those colder holiday winter temperatures right now. I'm freezing standing out here, and I have a scarf on and gloves, although I don't have a jacket. I should have that. But it is around 39 right now. It feels like 39. But tonight, those temperatures are going to drop below freezing. We're going to be seeing those temperatures into the 20s and possibly even the teens tomorrow morning when you wake up. I'll have more on that for y'all later after the break in my full forecast.
This is the
Welcome back to Carolina News. Right now it feels much better inside. Right now we're seeing it around 43 degrees with the humidity of 33%. So we're starting to feel a little bit warmer, but tonight those temperatures are going to drop. We're going to take a look at some of those lows we're seeing across the board this evening. It's going to drop tomorrow around 21 degrees. And so we're really seeing those lows. Thursday's going to go back up to 35, but then throughout the rest of the week, we're seeing 24s, 23 is the lowest is going to get for Friday, Saturday, as we're seeing more of that cold front making its way throughout the end of the week. So these are some very low temperatures for the Midlands. And then taking a look more at those colder temperatures. We're going to see a hard freeze tomorrow morning. So be aware, you guys, when you wake up Wednesday, it's going to be lows in the 20s. Tonight, those temperatures are going to drop from around 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to see 20s across the board. So about 12 hours of temperatures below freezing over here. You want to take care of your pipes, your pets, and your plants. Make sure the pipes don't freeze. You want to start dripping those, drip your faucets and bring your pets and your plants indoors. And if you're driving, you also want to make sure you defrost your car before you go anywhere. And then taking a look, some other places throughout North Carolina, they have experienced some snow today. There was snowfall throughout Charlotte and even Greensboro. This is video of some snow that stuck there. So although we're not seeing snow quite yet here in South Carolina, those temperatures are there, are cold, just like it is throughout the region. We're really seeing that Arctic freeze coming in, some record-breaking lows. But taking a look more across the state of South Carolina, again, across the board, we're seeing temperatures in the 40s. This is just our average for today. And down in the low country, we got the 45, 46. Midlands, again, Columbia, we're at 43, and the upstate 44. So we're seeing a little bit warmer throughout the day before those temperatures drop. But for our 5-day forecast, we're going to take a look again, very low lows across the board. And our highs are normally what we see as our lows. 47, 52 throughout the end of the week are normally what our lows are, but those are our highs for the week. I'm going to have more on the 5-day forecast for you guys later on in the show. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Issa. And if you're looking to bear that cold weather to go out to the movies, know that your new Wicked ticket might be keeping a local theater alive. Our Violet Raftery dives into how big blockbusters bring in much-needed business at the Nickelodeon.
Come with me. What? To meet the wizard. National blockbusters, bringing a pop in business to local theaters.
It's exciting, just all the media hype around it.
Across the country, Wicked has now drawn in a jaw-dropping more than $350 million at the box office. Here in South Carolina, it's a sellout too.
For us, having a movie like Wicked really helps us afford some of the other stuff that we want to do, like our documentaries and our foreign films and our classics.
At the Nickelodeon, Wicked made about $20,000 in its opening week. You can compare that to the recent film Anora, which made about $2,000.
So it's not even a question of whether or not we need to show big box office movies. Not only do we want to, because it's what people want to see, and we're here to provide a service for Columbia, we have to, because it helps keep the doors open.
Now, Wicked is not the only blockbuster the Nick has brought in. Other big names displayed here include Barbie, Oppenheimer or Barbenheimer, and the Eras Tour.
Wicked has been a blockbuster for us. It's going to end up being probably our third biggest opening weekend in Nickelodeon history, which just falls behind Barbenheimer and Taylor Swift.
Now, it's the Wicked Witch of the West, making local businesses like the Nickelodeon a bit more popular. In Columbia, I'm Violet Raftery, Carolina News.
If you're interested in seeing the movie or reading the book, it's book club tomorrow night, and you can head to the Nickelodeon to watch the film and then after discuss the blockbuster at book club.
All right, sports is next on Carolina News.
Our Colleen Schultes will give you all the information you need to know about the college football playoff picture and where the Gamecocks stand, as well as some new hardware for the reigning national champs. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Carolina News. It's time for sports. The South Carolina women's basketball team received their national championship rings and their SEC championship rings last night at Colonial Life Arena. The Gamecocks remembered their undefeated season by wearing shirts that said, quote, "Ring us." Hundreds of fans showed up for autographs and pictures with Coach Dawn Staley and the rest of the team. The national championship ring features all three of the Gamecocks natties with the words "National Champions" around it. The SEC ring has the iconic Block C. The Gamecocks will be back in CLA on Thursday to take on the number 8 ranked Duke at 9 p.m. Now to the other Carolina team in the spotlight. The Gamecocks on the gridiron eagerly await the college football playoff selection show tonight at 7 p.m. on ESPN. So I did an analysis of the playoff, and here's what I got. Here are the top 12 teams that are a lock for the top 12. The champions of the conference champions will be a lock, and then the at-large bid is going to go to Notre Dame, Tennessee, Ohio State, Indiana, and then the runner-up to the SEC and the Big Ten. So that leaves one spot as long as Clemson loses in the ACC championship. Now, this is all speculation and subject to change based on the rankings tonight. So what does it look like for that last spot? Right now, according to my analysis, it's looking like 3 eligible teams are Alabama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina. So let's look at some team comparisons. All 3 teams sit at 9-3. Ole Miss's strength of schedule sits at 31, while Bama's at 17 and South Carolina at 15. South Carolina is on a 6-game winning streak, while both the Rebels and the Tide are only on a 1-game win streak. Carolina has 4 ranked wins, Bama with 3 and Ole Miss with 1. Now, looking at losses, Bama lost to an unranked Vanderbilt and Oklahoma and a ranked Tennessee. Ole Miss to an unranked Florida and Kentucky and a ranked LSU. Now, here's the kicker. South Carolina lost to all ranked teams, but 2 of those teams are Bama and Ole Miss. So it'll be up to the committee, but based on these stats, it won't be an easy decision. Now, the playoffs are not just important for the colleges in South Carolina, but the high schools as well. Irmo will host White Knoll in the 5A D2 semifinals, and Dutch Fork will host Spartanburg in the 5A D1 semifinals. Each team is competing for a spot in the South Carolina State Championship in their respective divisions. Now, finally tonight, ending my sports blog like we started on the hardwood. The South Carolina men's basketball team has shipped up to Boston to take on BC and the SEC-ACC Challenge. Coach Paris is looking for his 5th win of the season before they head back to Colonial Life Arena on Saturday. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. on the ACC network. Now, you're all caught up on sports. Back to Noah and Courtney at the desk.
We have one last story tonight.
We sure do. Get ready to meet the newest cuddly member of the Columbia Riverbanks Zoo and find out why he's here. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Matt Martin.
Finally tonight on Carolina News, Riverbank Zoo just welcomed a new koala into their exhibit. Our Chloe Castaigne spoke to the zoo about why this addition might surprise you.
Well, we had a new guy come into town.
Meet 13-year-old Milo. Originally born in San Diego, he just moved to the Riverbank Zoo from Zoo Miami. He likes to eat, sleep, and that's about it.
Now Milo is sitting right behind me enjoying some lunch, but he's not at the Riverbank Zoo for the reasons people might think. 20 feet away, right across his enclosure, we have Kira right behind me, who's his future
girlfriend, wife, mother of his children. We don't need to use labels, but that's why Milo's here.
We're hoping to start a new family, so yeah.
Kira was born in Riverbank Zoo 2 years ago, and Milo and Kira are gonna make some baby joeys. But what's the time span? When a koala gets pregnant, the baby is born only after 35 days.
But then it climbs into the mother's pouch because they're marsupials, and it spends 8 months in the pouch.
Even though we're looking at 9 to 10 months in pregnancy, there's really no telling when Milo and Kira will, you know. But Milo and Kira's main keeper is confident they'll make it work, given this isn't Milo's first rodeo.
He knows what he's doing, she doesn't.
And from the looks of it, romance is already in the air. In Columbia, Chloe Castaigne, Carolina News.
Well, like Chloe said, we don't know when the baby joeys will be here, but you can still come to the Riverbank Zoo to watch this romance blossom. I'm speechless.
You don't know what to say about Milo and his romantic partner?
You know, what a guy. I don't know what to say.
Hey, they had it set up for him. You know, he comes to the zoo, they already got a girl ready for him. I wish it was always that easy. Him coming in from Miami, though, I wonder how he's adjusting to these cold temperatures that we're seeing.
Yeah, exactly, because I'm not adjusting at all, so.
So let's send it to Issa and see what those cold temperatures are going to look like for the next 5 days.
Yeah, hopefully that koala's fur can keep him prepared for these really low temperatures we're seeing this week. Some record-breaking lows into the 20s throughout the rest of the week, especially this low of 21 for Wednesday. We're hitting that low later tonight, early in the morning. You're going to wake up some colder temperatures. Our highs are in the 40s throughout the week. 47 Friday, 52 on Saturday, a little bit warmer Sunday with 64, but thankfully we'll see the sunshine. But if you are headed outside, make sure to bundle up, grab a jacket, a coat, and some mittens, and just be prepared for those really lows that we're experiencing this week. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Issa, and thanks so much for being with us.
We hope to see you back here tomorrow. Have a great evening.
Coming up tonight,